Hi, I am Chris Edge. From around the middle of the 90s, up until the first COVID lockdown, Commodore 64 was out of sight for me. I believe that this mighty machine can be found in tech museums only, and the platform is long dead. Then I accidentally stumbled upon a YouTube video saying, Top 10 Commodore 64 2019 Released Games, by BastichB 64K. I was surprised by the quality of these new games, and moreover, the sole fact of C64 games still being developed and released. Early this year I contacted my old pal NP after the newest version of Sid Wizard, a multi-platform C64 music editor was released, as I've always been interested in making chiptunes. NP told me about his plan of moving his gaming-related content to a gaming channel of short reviews, including classic and new games on C64 and PC. I gladly joined this project, so as a consequence I received a huge list of games to review. Berzerk Redux is one of these, and is one of my favorites. The game was programmed by Martin Piper, who created action platformer Tasari in 1991, under the flag of Element 114 Software. The C64 platform is definitely not dead for Martin, as he was involved in a lot of Commodore 64 productions during the last 15 years. Berzerk Redux came out in 2013, and also has an actual physical cartridge that was released by C64 game label RGCD, and has some strange story on this platform, but later about that. Berzerk Redux is a C64 port of classic arcade game Berzerk. From the 80s, more precisely 1980. The game has a minimal background story. You are the last surviving member of a spaceship crew that landed on planet Mazian, and was massacred by the robots situated there, and you try to get out through an endless maze system. This game shares the typical simple video game designs of that time: you, robots, maze, shoot, dodge, escape, run, score high, enter name on score list. I don't think there is anything about gameplay that you cannot figure out by yourself, in 10 seconds. The arcade machine was manufactured by Stern Electronics, and had a distinctive feature that was a world first around the early 80s, it included speech synthesis. The enemy robots talked to you, while chasing you, and back in time, it must have been quite a scary experience. The arcade game has a spooky history, as it was the first video game that literally killed 2 players, as they got heart attacks after setting high scores. Of course, it has nothing to do with the game itself. Players were overdoing it, pushing and stressing themselves to death. But back to the C64 version, it is a 2013 port that is a faithful homage to the original game. It is a very responsive and enjoyable modern-day version, with the footnote that I am not sure if the words 8-bit and modern sit comfortably in the same sentence. The physical RGCD cartridge version has a sad story. As it did not receive the official license, it could never see commercial release. The existing copies were shipped as free gifts to a limited number of people. So, if you stumble upon the box version somewhere around, you are very lucky, as it is super rare. It is a sad thing, as it is a wonderful C64 conversion of a simple, yet addictive ancient arcade game. Chris, out. See you somewhere, in time.
Humanoid.